Welcome back to The Cabin Podcast. I'm Andrea Belke.
And I'm Megan Christian.
The Cabin is brought to you by the Wisconsin Counties Association and the WCA Group Health Trust. And today we're going to niche down a little bit. We're going to focus on one part of the state, Southeast Wisconsin, which we're both from.
Yes.
And we have some really cool guests today.
Yeah, we have Apurba, one of our DW hosts, and you might recognize her. She's been on The Cabin. And we also have JMatt. Welcome, guys.
Hello.
Yeah, we're happy to have you guys. So Apurba, you guys have probably seen her on The Cabin before. And then JMatt, founder of hashtag MKE. I would argue an expert on all things Milwaukee, maybe even all things Southeast Wisconsin.
I know a thing or two about a thing or two. Yeah. Dabble a little bit in a conversation about it.
5 things. Yeah.
5 things at least.
Yeah. Well, yeah, tell us a little bit about what you do at hashtag MKE.
Hashtag MKE is all about networking and bringing together content creators, influencers, and social media marketers. We also do social media coaching for small businesses, and we share 5 events that are happening in the city each week on social media, like 8 or 9 different platforms.
Yeah. And you've been doing that since, 2017?
Well, the organization has existed since then. The 5 events video series is 4 to 5 years old.
Yeah.
Dang. Are you from Milwaukee originally?
Grew up in Brookfield. I didn't choose it. I'm not proud of that part of my history. But I've lived in a bunch of different places. I've always had a special place in my heart of wanting to live in Milwaukee. Mm-hmm. And I lived on the east side for 7 years, and I've owned a condo in River West for the last 2, so it's my chosen home.
Yeah. Well, you two are like big content creators. How did you two meet? Was it through one of your events?
How did we meet?
We met actually when he was working for an organization. He had an opportunity to hire several content creators to create content for the state of Wisconsin, and I was one of them. Mm-hmm. So since then, I've gone to a ton of his events, and we've caught up and we've done content together, and it's been awesome.
That's fun.
Yeah. Apurba, you've got quite a few things going on. What's new with you?
Oh my gosh, so much. I know this comes out in June, but I just passed my U.S. citizenship test. So that was big. And obviously I have for work moved to the state of Ohio, but Wisconsin will always have my heart. And that's why I constantly keep coming back and constantly love doing stuff for Discover as well, and love sharing my love for the Dairyland.
Yeah, well, you just passed that test yesterday.
Yes.
Oh wow, so this is very fresh.
Yeah.
How does it feel?
It feels like I can now fully, adopt this country. It feels very much like every time I look at a road or a plant or a tree or a bird, I'm like, this is my country. This is it. I feel more cared and more, consideration for the people around me now.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I was like, wait, how do I react?
I know.
I'm tearing up.
It's like, I'm going to now start helping more people cross the road. And it's like everything. Like, I want to take care of this because this is mine now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know Nick has a couple questions.
Yeah.
About your U.S. citizenship.
Yeah, I've heard things about the questions they ask or the tests that you have to take.
Yeah.
I'm curious to have a few examples of.
Yeah. I think so. A lot of history and civics. So how many people in the Senate, how many people in the House of Representatives, how many do you elect per state? In history, they ask who was the president in World War I, president in World War II, who did we fight, which war was Eisenhower a general in? So lots of history and civics questions.
No, it's wild. I feel like we could take this test and not pass
Stuff
it.
I was just about to say that.
And then immediately forgot.
I was
and
just going to say,
have to pass it all.
not information that I have in my brain anywhere.
Oh my
Not anymore.
goodness.
How much time did you have to study?
I think I studied over a month. So they don't tell you until a month and a half before the test. So they'll be like, hey, your test is at this time, and it was a month leading up to. So I only got about a month-ish to study.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's impressive.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's insane.
Were you nervous?
I was nervous because it was a lot of, the officer kept typing a lot, and I was like, what are you typing? Isn't this on your screen just to check off? Why are you typing my answers? But apparently they have to type everything in. So it was a lot of is he just typing wrong, or what is he doing?
my
So
gosh.
I was nervous answering them, but I knew they were right. But it was just social cues from the officer were not great.
Yeah.
Well, summer's like a really great time for you then, because you can
Yeah.
walk people across the road all the time now.
Yes, and get to celebrate the state. Like I feel a renewed sense of patriotism now.
Yeah.
You
Well,
gotta rediscover Wisconsin.
There we go.
There you
Hey.
go. Well, that's a good transition into you're going to have a great start to your summer. Summer is right around the corner, June 20th. What are you guys doing to prep for the better weather? Like, are there certain activities that kind of kick off the summer for you?
What do I do to prep for the summer? I don't know. Wear shorts.
Sure. Yeah, transition. Yeah.
minute it
Have you,
hits 50
have you
degrees.
transitioned yet?
Not quite. It's 40 today.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's 40 and rainy, so we're honing in on the cabin coziness.
Yeah. I guess for me, volleyball leagues. That's when I know it's arrived.
I need to
Yes.
find one. I used
Yeah.
to play volleyball like literally all throughout my life, and it is a piece of me that's missing.
Are you good?
Yes.
She might be on your team.
Yeah,
now.
you could start
Yeah.
for my team.
The Discover Wisconsin team.
There we go.
We used to have one.
Yeah.
And then they stopped like right
Yeah.
once I started here.
But you got to be good because I take volleyball very seriously.
Very
I am so
seriously.
Andrea, come on.
Okay, I
So
believe you.
competitive.
I was a NARP in college, but come on. I can get it done.
Well, talking about a summer in Southeast Wisconsin, why do you think it's such a great place to kind of enjoy the activities that we have?
I think because of our coastline, we've got so much lake, so much water, so much sun, so many things to do. Truly, the city, Southeast Wisconsin, just opens up. Like, you will have, for me, a clear sign of summer is when all the patio furniture is out. Like every restaurant is like, bring your dog, bring your things, like come to the patio, enjoy a drink. That's my sign for summer. And I think specifically Southeast Wisconsin does it really big because we know like this is our chance to really celebrate.
Yeah, when I see the boats in the water, I'm like, oh, it's go time.
Yes.
I think the real
Yes.
factor is Memorial Day weekend when all the beer gardens officially open.
yeah.
You're like, oh, let's go drink outside.
And the pools opened up right after that day, too.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, I love that.
I know my pool just opened at my apartment.
Oh,
it was so
really?
windy, but I went.
I
went.
love that.
When I see the Lime scooters going, I know it's time.
Well, unfortunately, the Lime scooters have been going on for such a long time now that it's been summer then since early April.
I love a Lime scooter.
I gotta be honest with you, I would eat it into the concrete. I told you I failed
for
my
sure.
moped test.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Oops.
I
Dork County
fell
had to
off a
ride.
scooter and broke my collarbone.
Oh, yeah.
Haven't been on a scooter yet since, but it hasn't gotten warm enough for me to be able to be daring enough.
It's
Yeah.
like me
I'll
with those
be back on
hoverboards too. I can't
Yeah,
do the
so
hoverboards.
some of that stuff's dangerous.
little
All
bit.
right, so we all have kind of experience in a bunch of different cities in Southeast Wisconsin. I guess we could just start with Milwaukee.
Good, it's pretty big.
Yeah, I mean, I live in Milwaukee. JMatt, you've been in Milwaukee for a bit. So, obviously right now we're talking about Southeast Wisconsin. We have listeners from all over the state, but it could be a good opportunity to do a road trip as well if you don't live in Southeast Wisconsin. So I'm curious because I think I'm going to learn something today as well. JMatt,
Yep.
if you have one day in Milwaukee and you're really new to Milwaukee, what do you recommend? From breakfast to, last call, what's
Yeah.
the day look like?
It
Give
depends.
yourself like 24 hours. Like do
24
do it all.
hours?
Yeah.
I mean,
do
let's
24
be real.
hours.
We're sleeping in, first of all.
Yeah, that's true.
It depends. There's two ways to take it. One is adults of age without children. That's a very different experience than a family-friendly one. Adults without children, it would basically start with brunch. I would go with either your trendy spot of Sweet Diner, or you would go something a little bit off the beaten path, and Cafe at the Plaza has a courtyard within it, which is nice dining. It's a little bit more classic diner feel, but like it's still in the city.
Yeah.
Since we're skipping lunch because we had brunch, we would then go to brewery tours, and really you can't go wrong. You can pick just about any brewery tour. Lakefront Brewery is pretty easy. It's right on the water. And you could probably hop around to a few. Great Lakes Distillery is another good option. Doesn't have to be beer in this case. And then after that, I would be looking at where you're getting dinner. Can't go wrong with pretty much anything. If you have a desire for a certain cuisine, you can go in and find it and enjoy it. Beyond that, if you're not drinking so heavily and you've casually drank,
Yeah.
evenings can enjoy Axe MKE.
Oh, yeah.
Or Nine Below is another good one. It's Putt Putt,
Yeah, I love that.
but with a bar. So that's a good vibe. And then, of course, ending the night at Pufferfish would be a good one.
Oh, yes.
It's a tiki bar on a rooftop at Hotel Metro.
that
And
place.
in the summer, it's very nice because it's warm out. So
And JMatt is there maybe every night.
Every night.
I'm there a little
Yeah.
frequently because it's such a vibe.
And they change the drinks around a lot, so that's
They have some
great.
classics and some new
Yeah.
ones. And they have ice cream with alcohol in it on their outside bar.
Love that.
You know, I've never been to any of those places. I don't find myself in Milwaukee very often,
Yep.
but it's like my bucket list this summer is to get there more. I really want to go to Slush.
Oh,
I heard it's really
yeah.
cool
That
there.
is a vibe. I think the original location's in Kenosha.
Yes, it is actually. Wait, I knew that
Fun
because
fact.
one of my friends from college. I went to college in Kenosha.
Oh, there you go.
And so one of my friends was like, they just opened a Slush in Milwaukee, and then they went. Huh, that makes so much sense.
You mentioned axe throwing. What kind of an axe thrower are you?
I used to be decent at it. And
Yeah.
then, like, I kept doing first dates there, and my ability, like, started slacking. I don't know why. I don't know. I was really good at it when it was by chance. And then when I started overthinking it, I'm like, does this have skill to it? I just wasn't hacking it anymore.
Yeah, I'm hit or miss with axe throwing. I mean,
Literally.
yeah.
If you want to go watch our Lake Geneva After Dark episode, you'll see how mediocre we are.
But I won't go on a date axe throwing because I'm getting better as I get older, but I'm very competitive.
Yeah.
And so when I'm bad at something, I
Great.
start spiraling.
Right.
And I make a scene. And I've been on a date axe throwing, and I was dating a guy for like a few months at that point, but I was so bad at it and I was just getting so frustrated. Because for some reason I'm supposed to be so good at everything that I've never done before. And I ended up being like, so stupid. This is so dumb. It's like such a
Well, if the board's
just
not
so
wet,
loser.
the axe is not sticking. I learned that.
yeah, well,
'cause- yeah.
Maybe. I soaked one, and I was
Yeah.
just like,
Oh, wow.
still not sticking.
Really?
But it is
Yeah.
fun. I mean, it's a
It
fun
is
activity. Like, I think that a lot of people.
But you have to sign a waiver. One of the girls I went on a date with there overextended, hit herself in the back of the head with the blunt end of the axe.
Oh my God, there's a blunt
That-
end.
Yeah, it wasn't the sharp part, thankfully.
Oh,
That was quite an experience, too. I was like,
Yeah, I can
man.
imagine like the lawsuit if you didn't have a waiver.
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
What about anything to see? The art museum, the shoreline.
So yeah, if you have more of the non-drinking crowd or a family that you're trying to impress or like get people to enjoy, there's so many things. There's the Betty Bryn Children's Museum, there's Discovery World, there's the Art Museum, the Milwaukee County Zoo, you've got the Mitchell Park Domes. So there's big variety depending on what you want, and frankly just walking along Lake Michigan, if you like the beaches, you got Bradford Beach. Frankly, the what's the one right before it, it's I'm not gonna think of it offhand, it's the ones with all little rocks. It's just south of Bradford
McKinley?
Beach,
Is it McKinley?
something like that.
Yeah.
It's something right around there.
Yeah.
It's like if you walk along the coast you'll see
Yeah.
it. But
Yeah.
that's a ton of stuff. I think something that's pretty unique to Milwaukee that's worth stopping by if you have a little bit of an interest in it is we have the National Bobblehead Museum.
Oh, yeah. Love that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a fun one. Especially when you play that scavenger hunt through it. You're like, where was it? Where is that one?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, we
Oh,
went
you
back
tried
and
to-
forth, back and forth.
Oh, so what, you try to find a certain bobblehead?
Yeah, they give you a little scavenger hunt sheet, so you have to find that particular one. And it is so, like, your eyes are constantly drawn to everything.
That's
Yeah.
so fun.
I mean, I'm pretty neutral on bobbleheads, but, you know, it is interesting.
There's some locals that have them. I think Milverine has one. I think DJ Shauna has
Yeah.
one.
Charlie
Yeah.
Barron's has a bobblehead.
Yeah.
Charlie
Yeah.
Barron's
Yes.
has one. Maybe
How hard-
the rest of this cast can
How
have
hard
one.
is it to get your own bobblehead?
I don't know. I don't have one
It
yet.
can't be
Petition
that
for
hard.
it. Get 100 signatures.
I don't know. I'm a girl where like I get a bobblehead from a Brewers game. Sorry, but it's sitting in my basement, waiting
Yeah,
there.
it's a collectible. That's
Yeah.
where it's supposed to be. Sitting,
collecting
dust.
Yeah.
For sure. What else do you do with it?
Well, those are great recommendations. I have been in Milwaukee 3 years now. I love it. I love it. I'm obsessed. I think I'll
Yeah.
I might be in Milwaukee forever.
You should.
Perfect
Like, it's
answer.
a great, it's a great city to live in.
Yeah. And
love
so,
that.
okay, let's kind of, is there anything else you think you want to mention about
I
Milwaukee?
think you should mention a hidden gem JMatt? A hiking spot or like a little?
Yeah, because it's a cabin podcast, right?
Yeah.
I got 2 hiking spots for
Okay.
you. Because people are just generally assuming there's nothing to hike in Milwaukee.
Right.
One would be the Haven Woods State Forest. We have a state forest within the city of Milwaukee, northwest side even. And it's like, don't quote me, but I think it's 237 acres.
It's huge.
But lots of walking paths, bird watching, outdoors. It's an urban green space is kind of what it's marketed as.
Where is this?
Northwest side.
Side.
It's a little bit north of Silver Spring.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it just exists.
Yeah.
It's
Great to go
beautiful.
in the winter because I think you can go snowshoeing.
Snowshoeing. Yeah. Yeah.
And then more centrally to the downtown area, well, a little outside of it, is the Milwaukee Rotary Centennial Arboretum. I just always mix up the order of those words.
Yeah.
But it's an arboretum. There's like literally a forest within the city. And if you just kind of wander into it, it's you forget you're in the city because it's right along. I think it's the Milwaukee River. It's one of the rivers is right there. It's got to be the
Is
Milwaukee
it connected
River.
to the Oak Leaf Trail?
Yes, I think that one is because the other one's the Hank Aaron Trail, and
yeah.
I've never remembered
Yeah.
for sure which one it is. I think the Oak Leaf Trail, that one goes right through it.
Yeah,
and you've got the Urban Ecology Center in there as well.
Yes.
Yeah, the Oak Leaf Trail is great because you can kind of stay on like the main path, but then you can go off kind of on these little trails and not see anyone. And
Right.
you're in the middle of the city.
Yep.
I love the Oak Leaf Trail.
Right. Yeah. I think I don't know if it was 2020 or 2021, but Collectivo had a Tour de Collectivo. So you could drop in Grafton and take a trail all the way down to Milwaukee and visit each and every Collectivo. And at every stop, they gave us like a coffee, a tea, a goodie. That was so fun. I did it with my friend. And I think it was like connecting the Oak Leaf and then I think it was the Drumlin Trail. I forget which one's in Grafton, but it was great. A great way to like see the city, because it was connecting the, I think the old railroad tracks were connecting it.
I mean, that would be my dream. I'd be buzzing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be my worst nightmare because I cannot do caffeine at all. So.
Well, then obviously there's some huge events coming up in Milwaukee very shortly. We got Summerfest.
Summerfest is a huge one.
Yeah.
Interestingly, this year I think is like the first one where they technically start in spring.
Oh, I love
Because
that.
it starts 2 days before, so I'm like, I'm a technical kind of guy, and I'm like, Summerfest. You're not fully in summer.
Is there anyone you're going to see that you're like really excited for?
I actually haven't looked at the lineup fully yet. I usually wait until like the week before when everything's locked in and I know
right.
what day to look at and
Right.
whatnot.
That's
but
a good strategy.
yeah.
I like that.
yeah, I'm
Yeah.
a procrastinator. Thank you
Okay.
for acknowledging that and enabling
Hey,
it to continue.
there are some benefits of that.
Ooh, I'm curious for both of you. Do you have your tips for Summerfest?
Yeah, absolutely. I think for me, it's always been, I go twice. Is it weird? Like in one day, I'll go early to see like what the what the food situation, what the cool stuff. They always do a cool giveaway. I'm a big sucker for swag. And then I'll go in the evening just to like see the evening big events and stuff. So that way you've had your own personal moment with Summerfest, and then in the evening is with friends, and you're just not paying that much attention to what's going on except like the big show. So yeah, I might be crazy, but I try to go twice a day.
Yeah.
You're not.
I'm very much so like, do not go at noon. Like the first time I ever went there as like a teen, I was like, oh, I'm gonna go for the whole day, and I was bored after an hour.
Yeah,
But
that's why
I'm
I go
not
twice.
somebody that likes to go to all the vendors and all that. Like
Right.
it's got a lot.
I
But
love-
even if you looked at all of them, that's maybe 2 hours.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
you've got 4 hours of not
Yeah.
great openers. I mean, some
Yeah.
are, but like, I would say go at 4 if you've never been, because then you can walk around, you can enjoy
Right.
all the vendors, and then at 6 you get some openers that may be worthwhile.
Right.
But then like 8 is when the real
Real
openers
stuff,
happen, and
yeah.
then 10ish is the headliners.
Yeah.
I think it's 11 stages or so. So you can bounce around if you really don't know who you want to see, but hopefully you planned ahead and had somebody you want to see.
I think Summerfest is like a great place to go by yourself too.
Absolutely.
Like if you're a person who really wants to get up on barricade for a free show,
For sure.
I went with only one person and I got front row for Vance Joy. It was
I
great.
love that.
Yeah.
But you went by yourself?
I me and one of my friends went, but like I would have gone by myself if she couldn't go, because
Yeah.
I'm just a person who I'm like, if I
are
can
just
wiggle
a
my way up to the front.
I would say concerts in general. I think it's
Yeah.
underrated about the experience you can have going by yourself, because you
Yeah.
can truly just be like, I don't really like this area. I'm gonna weave over
Yeah,
here,
right.
or you know what, the crowd's a little smelly today, so I'm gonna back out over here. If I want to be in the balcony, I can be in the balcony,
Yeah.
and you just move around a lot more easily. Or
Yeah.
if you're like, you know what, I've seen this band before, and you know it's a good experience, but you know what, I'm tired. You don't have to feel bad about leaving. I'm older now, where I'm like, I don't stay necessarily at the end of all the concerts, but I've seen.
How old are you?
37, but
Oh,
I've gone to like well over 1,000 concerts. I used to
Yeah.
work in radio, so I went to a bunch of them for free. So I'm kind of spoiled in the sense of the concert experience, but
Yeah, I think it's I love going to things by myself. I went to Summerfest by myself. I think it was 2 years ago, because there was this band, the Mountain Goats. I don't know. You know them.
I sure do.
Do you guys know them?
that?
I don't think
learning
anyone
about
else,
them now.
but the Mountain Goats, kind of obscure.
Yep.
And
Unique voice.
when I was thinking of who would want to come with me, I could not
Yeah.
think of anyone.
this is the good part of this song. You're trying to convince your
Yeah,
friends to like
right.
them.
I was going through the Rolodex, and like no one's gonna appreciate this.
The Mountain Goats.
I went by myself, and then actually when I went by myself, there was a bunch of people around me that also had went by themselves, so that was kind of cool.
Solo party.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I love going places by myself, and I think it's very underrated.
Yeah.
For sure.
I love making friends at concerts. That's
True.
the best part.
Yeah.
The only thing is, it is Milwaukee, so if you go anywhere by yourself, you're not.
You're not really by yourself.
You run into people, and then what I don't like is when people feel bad for you for being places by
Oh.
yourself. Sometimes they
Yeah.
do. Sometimes people do.
Crazy. Oh my
And
I
then
go
they
to-
cling to you.
Or they
It's
go,
like
"Oh,
if
you're
you
by
go to the gym
yourself?"
with someone.
You're by yourself, as if
my
it's. I'm
gosh.
like, yeah, by choice.
I think it's a gender thing, honestly,
Yeah.
because I've never had that experience of like, oh, you're by yourself. It's guys go to things alone, I think.
Oh.
Or perceptually.
No, I have people all the time almost feel bad, and I always say, no, I chose this life.
Yeah, I love it. I love it.
The Cabin is brought to you by the Wisconsin Counties Association, and this week we are featuring Kewaunee County, located in northeastern Wisconsin. Come experience the good life on a great lake through the brilliant blue waters of Lake Michigan, beautiful beaches, rolling green hills of agricultural activity, beautiful parks, and small town charm. From Algoma to Kewaunee, Luxembourg, and beyond, including a great view of the Bay of Green Bay. Kewaunee County is perfect for those who love a scenic view any day of the week and every day of the year. Kewaunee County is a great destination for those who love the outdoors. Situated along nearly 28 miles of beautiful Lake Michigan shoreline, and is ideal for fishing, boating, canoeing, kayaking, and swimming at the beach. Another suggestion is backpacking on the Ice Age Trail during spring, summer, and fall. Some people do hike it in the winter. We understand that's not for everyone. And don't forget the family-run farms and fresh markets that dot the countryside. There's a strong sense of tradition and community in Kewaunee County. Plan your trip today. Head to wicounties.org.
The Cabin is also brought to you by the WCA Group Health Trust. Serving local governments and school districts, the WCA Group Health Trust partners closely with members to fulfill their employee health benefit obligations in a fiscally responsible manner. Learn more at wcaght.org.
Let's talk a little bit about West Allis. I
Yes.
mean, you have so much love. It runs
Yes, it truly does. And thinking back, like, I have had so many great moments in West Allis. Like, my ideal day is to wake up, and I'll wake up early because my husband jokes that you wake up much earlier on the weekend than on a weekday because you're just so excited and ready to go.
Yeah.
My ideal would be like to go catch a fitness class. And I don't know if you guys know, this might be a hidden gem, that West Allis has the only infrared heated spin class in all of Wisconsin, if not the Midwest. So it's called Fire Cycle Fitness, and they turn on the heat. You sweat while you spin, and it's so great for your muscle recovery. And the owner, David, has created such a great community, all body types, great. Like, I am there for the music. I'm there for him jumping up and down, motivating you, like doing those fitness classes. So I'm going to like do that early in the morning, and then I'm going to go around the corner, go to the Bread Peddlers to get my coffee and my pastry. Super cute coffee shop. I love the sisters that opened it up. But that's how I would start a West Allis morning.
That sounds amazing.
The infrared thing, it sounds like I could just go and stand off to the side and
Yeah, you would. Yeah. I mean, hey,
Probably.
David doesn't care. He accepts
Great.
everyone. He's
You
like,
paid, do what you want.
yes, you are in the room. It's like a sauna.
Exactly.
Absolutely. No, and then truly, if you're not like a fitness person, you just want to get coffee and something, you have to go to Greeby's. Greeby's is this historic, iconic bakery in West Allis, and they make the best crawlers. You have to get your coffee, your crawlers, your donuts, anything that you want. In the morning, there are other really cool coffee shops that have opened up in the last 5 years. There's an Ethiopian coffee shop. There's a Puerto Rican coffee shop called Aroma Cafe. And Lake Effect, which used to be a little bike that they used to sell coffee out of a bike. Now they're a brick and mortar.
Yeah.
Oh my
I've been there.
Yeah.
It's nice.
Yeah, it's a really cool place. And then you would obviously want to walk or bike off your calories. So like you would want to go on the Hank Aaron Trail. So West Allis has that. Or you could go on the Oak Leaf Trail. They have both. Or you could go for a walk in McCarty Park or in Greenfield Park. Both of them have really cool trails. Sometimes, so I still live very close to Greenfield Park. So me and Cooper would go, and we would just sometimes forget, where are we? Is this still the heart of West Allis? It's really well protected from traffic and noise and stuff. And you really can get like that zen. So it's really nice. For lunch, I would hit up Double B's barbecue. Really good barbecue, like crazy good. Like I think I've had most of their menu. And their cornbread is also very good, like not dry at all. Like that's a good sign of a good cornbread. Camino is also very good on the main strip of downtown West Allis. And Nice Sandwich, that's a little hidden. It's actually closer to 108th and National, so it's a nice little sandwich shop.
It's literally called Nice Sandwich.
Nice Sandwich, yeah. Yeah, it's in the name. It can't be,
Yeah,
can't be
sometimes
bad.
it's just simple names
Yeah.
telling you what you're gonna get.
Where are you going to go? I'm going to go get a nice sandwich.
Yeah, exactly. West Allis also has Milwaukee area's oldest farmers market. So West Allis Farmers Market, you got to hit that up after lunch or something just to like see what they're selling. And they're, I think, a few days a week. So you could actually hit it up. They also have really cool boutiques now in West Allis. Like Ella Marie Boutique, really cool fashion. If you want vintage, which I love vintage, All Goods and Ultra Twist Vintage, both really cute places. They have clothes for a lot of different body types. You can go in and she'll help you out too. Like she'll pick out the stuff. It's like, oh, this goes with this. And I like a little stylist moment. And then if you're not looking for clothes, Oniomania, which is such a cool little hidden gem. It's a store that has like all kinds of things. Jewelry, rocks, little cutesy little things that you want to put in your house, like paintings and signs and things. I just go there and it's like, oh, what do I want to like add to like this office area, my desk wall? So that's a little cool little thing. You can go shopping. The West Allis Historical Society. Okay, if you haven't seen a museum in a little town, they have everything. They have all the Alice Charmer things. They have all the history of the West Allis area. If you live there, you can look up records of your house. So you can be like, oh, what used to be here? I realized that around my house there used to be apple orchards because they have pictures and maps of that area. After that, I want to like hit up Oak Brewing.
I was hoping you were going to mention that.
Yeah, yeah, gotta hit it up because they have everything. They have beer, live music. They actually have a full bar, so if you're not a beer person, you can get cocktails. You can get NA stuff too, and it's just a blast. Like they always have something going on. If you want a proper dinner, Kegel's Inn. It's a very historic German, almost like if Mater's is for Milwaukee, Kegel's is for West
It's a
Allis.
separate club too, right?
Yeah, it does give you that vibe for sure. It's like a German food and beer hall. So very good food and beer. And if you want a more supper club vibe, Henry Flatch is actually a supper club. So you go in there, the decor, the old fashions, the fish fry, it's got it all. One thing that not a lot of people know, we have 2 different whiskey tasting places in West Allis. One is going to be in the basement of Natty Oaks called Oaks Lounge. They are only open, I think, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and they're cash only. So bring your cash. They have over 200 different kinds of bourbon you can try. And they really hone in on that 1947 vibe. I don't know why they chose that year, but they have a lot of like artifacts from that year.
Wait, that's a lot of bourbon. How many times?
Over 200 different bottles.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's insane.
That's something. I've said it before. I'll say it again. I can't taste the difference.
You haven't tasted enough then.
Yeah, you haven't been
And if you're doing
drinking
it in one
enough.
sitting, eventually you can't taste much of anything.
Okay, but do you want to know what they tell bartenders
What?
at like those really fancy places? Because I have worked at one before. Not even that. It's if someone asks you what bourbon they should try, look at the wall, pick one. They'll love it no matter what.
Yeah.
I love
So
that.
it's just like the placebo effect, kind of, I guess. Like,
Yeah.
oh, this is gonna be really good, and they're like, that's the best bourbon I've ever tasted.
Drink
So
more.
everybody- Yeah,
But
yeah.
it's a palate thing, and I
Yeah.
don't have it.
You just
Yeah.
gotta do all the Wisconsin brands then.
Right.
Yeah.
Can't go wrong that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, have some good food with it.
There we go. They do
Yeah.
have good food too. Natty Oaks does. And Still and Oak, which is a tasting room from Great Lakes Distillery. So the distillery is in Milwaukee, but they have a tasting room, and it's right across from Kegel's Inn. So you have your German beer and food there, and then walk across and do a little sippy sip, a little tasting.
Feeling a very
Ooh.
big German vibe in West Allis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Larger than I expected.
Absolutely. Yeah. So, and then also West Allis is the unofficial Chinatown of Milwaukee, because there is an
Oh.
inordinate amount of Asian restaurants there. So Szechuan, of course, we both love it. We also do a lot of like different boba teas. It's got like a very thriving Asian food scene in West Allis. So I would highly recommend if you're wanting to go that way.
Not actually eating that Szechuan.
Oh my gosh.
I'm just everyone
need to
keeps
go.
telling me to go, and I
Yeah.
just haven't made it out
Yeah,
there.
oh my gosh.
I know
They're
this is
hot
like
pot.
adding to my list of all the things I need
know.
to check out.
Yeah.
Mental checklist right now.
Rewatch the episode and write it all down.
Yeah.
All down. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Do you, because you recently moved, how much do you miss West
Oh,
Allis?
all the time. I used to like walk out my door and smell what Szechuan was cooking. I'm like, babe, we're gonna go here. That hot pot is really calling my name. No.
Was it
Yeah.
like in your backyard? So you
It
could
truly
smell
was. It
Nice.
truly was. Yeah, we would hop
Why
a
do I have
fence
a
to go
feeling I
there.
want to go get food from Szechuan's.
I know. Yeah, exactly. We would hop a fence and go there.
Yeah.
Dang.
Well, incredible. That was a really good list.
Making
Yeah.
me hungry now.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
No pressure, but what's the other city's got? Like Oconomowoc,
I know.
Kenosha.
Yeah.
Bring it. She's got some.
Oh,
I'll
yeah.
tell you.
I'll tell you
I
right
think
now.
Megan mentions Oconomowoc probably every single episode.
Well,
love
I
that.
literally love it so much. And if you have not been to Oconomowoc, you have to go. Lake Country in general is just such a beautiful area for if you like nature, you can do a whole day filled with that. If you're a foodie, you can find everything there. If you want to go and just try a bunch of different bars and their bar food, have some drinks.
They have bars in Oconomowoc?
everything.
Wild.
Only like
JMatt.
20, if not more. All right, well, let me walk you guys through a day in Oconomowoc, okay? So, first of all, I want to talk about some of the events that are happening throughout the summer, though, because you can kind of plan your day around this. But one of the really fun things are bands at the beach. It's a few select Fridays in the summer, but it's free and it's at the band shell right on Lac La Belle. At sunset, you get the really pretty view of the lake. That lake has so much history too. There's so many historic homes, but bands at the beach is so fun. One of my favorite bands that always plays there is the Love Monkeys. I don't know if you guys have seen them at all. They go to the Harley Davidson
them.
homecoming.
Yeah.
Once in a while. Cherry Pie too is a good one.
I know that one much better.
Yeah.
Yep,
Nice.
yep. They're
Wait,
great.
I don't know them.
Really?
What's
They
what's
have
this?
been around for
They're
a
like
while.
cover bands.
Oh,
yeah.
I see.
So,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
they're so good. The Love Monkeys are amazing. I don't me just like liking this stuff. I don't know. But you can. Me and my mom always like pack a cooler, bring our lawn chairs, and hang out, listen to the music. Oconomowoc's a really small town too. Well. You're going to argue with me and say it's not. But it's one of those towns like Milwaukee where if you know people, you're going to run into them. So it's a great place to meet friends even. You can bring your dogs and stuff. But they also have Moonlit Movies, which is at Fowler Park. And this is really cool because you can bring stuff for the food pantry. That's like the main purpose of it is to raise money and collect food for the food pantry. And if you bring a perishable item, your name is entered to be like drawn for the best seats in the house. So they have nice seats for you, a packed cooler. You can essentially win them if you're donating back to a good cause, which is really cool. But they also have the movies downtown sometimes. So when they had the Wizard of Oz premiere last year, they showed it right downtown. They closed down Wisconsin Avenue, which was really cool. Harley Homecomings.
Oh, yeah.
Huge in Oconomowoc because we have
love that.
Wisconsin Harley.
Yeah.
So you can find all those bands there too. I don't know the lineup this year, but I do know that Cherry Pie is going to be there and I will be there. It's always the weekend before my birthday though, so it kind of makes me mad.
It's a celebration of your birthday.
Yeah.
That's how we're gonna take
It's
it.
like me and Harley
Yeah, just go together. I love that. Okay,
Yeah.
so I went to it last year, and I love the fact that they shuttle bus you to the place.
Oh, did you
'cause
go to the one in Oconomowoc?
I did.
Yeah.
It was so fun. And then we watched the band. The vendors there were really cool too. Like I bought a bunch of like leather goods, and they were so cheap because it's just the person who's making it, and they're just selling it to you. So, and then we bought some honey too. So like really fun evening, and it's all in that one dealership.
Yeah, it's so cool. Like they have a huge parking lot. They hold events all throughout the summer, not just Harley Homecoming, which is cool. But I just think it's cool that like Wisconsin Harley is in Oconomowoc. I don't know, cool thing. Another cool thing that is right next to Harley Davidson, if you wanted to make a little day out of it too, the Lake Country Dachshunds. They're part of the MLB, but it's like the step below, which is really cool. So it's all these like semi-professional or amateur professional baseball players, and that's a fun thing for families to
Is
do.
it the same
which
league
I like.
as the Milkmen?
Oh,
From
yeah.
Franklin?
Good
I think it's a step
question.
up from the Milkmen.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know that was like.
I didn't know there were tiers.
There
were
it's
so
the
many
American Association of Professional Baseball, so it's the
Okay.
premier MLB partner league, which is really cool. But those are some events happening, so you can kind of pick what you want to do based off of those events. But if I were to take you through a day, we're doing breakfast or brunch at either Sobeys or Maxim's. Maxim's would be my preferred just because it's an old train depot. So the trains come through sometimes. It's all train themed inside. There's actually a conductor that sits near this little like train thing, and all the kids are like trying to touch it, and he's like, don't touch my trains. But they have a really great bakery too, so that's always really fun. Late lunch or snack, you got to go to Bella Gusto. I know the owner, Brett. He's really great. So nice. Have you been there before?
Oh my God, I love it. So this was one of my stops on my Mammoth Challenge Ice Age trail thing. So in October, I do that every year, and I'm probably going to do that this year too. They give you like extra stuff when you say you're on that challenge. So they'll give you like a cookie or a sticker or something. It's really, really nice in there.
Yeah, it's really fun. So all of their wines are on tap there, which is really cool. It's just a great little small place. They also have like an Italian deli, which is really cool. But I honestly just love the owners. I'm going to Oregon in late August, and his family has a winery out there. He's like, let's sit down and chat about it. I'll give you all the good places to go. So just really good family friendly place too. If you're feeling dinner, not too full from Bella Gusto, you got to go to the Etc. If you're feeling casual, great rooftop overlooks Fowler Lake. They have music at night, which is also really good. Drink deals all throughout the week. If you're feeling fancy, Lago Subella is great. That's by Bertrand's, and it's actually in a condo, but that overlooks Lac La Belle. You definitely want to make reservations there. Very high-end Italian food, great bartenders. But Cavos is a tapas bar that also just opened in Oconomowoc. So it's Mediterranean, Italian-style food, Greek. The owner is from Greece. His name's Lazar Conda. I work there. This is why I know all of this.
I love that.
But they have really amazing food, and they just opened. So definitely check that out. But then to end the night, you got to go to 120 on Wisconsin, formerly Vino. And it is Etc's sister bar. So right next door to each other. You can go to Thirsty Bird. It's right on the corner. They have karaoke some nights. Shotzi's is a country bar, which is a bit of a younger crowd. So if you're in your 20s, definitely go to Shotzi's. But then if you're feeling fancy, go to Splash Martini Bar and end your night there, because it's always high vibes in there, and I love it so much. That's also on Lac La Belle. So everything's Lakeview, downtown Oconomowoc. You got to love it.
That's
Nice.
so cool.
That's my Oconomowoc recap for you
Yeah,
guys.
there you go. There you have it.
I have it on my list now. I'm going to try to make it all.
So,
Yeah.
Let me know when you're
Etc's
there.
sister bar is their Etc. bar.
Yes, essentially. I'm not kidding.
couldn't resist.
It was Vino,
good.
but
That was
now
really
they
good.
switched back to being a wine and bourbon bar. So now they're 120 on Wisconsin. They just redid everything. It used to be like a PBR bar. So
Oh.
everything in there was PBR. They had a screen with Mona Lisa drinking Red Bull. Like, it was just the funniest thing.
Yeah.
But
It's,
Great vibes.
Even though we're covering Southeast Wisconsin, there's no way we can cover all of it.
No, yeah.
There could be so many parts just
That
of
is
this,
so true.
you know?
Yeah.
I
It's a
know.
big part of the state.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It looks like a sliver on the
I
map.
know.
It does.
I'll cover a little bit of, Washington County, we just had a bonus
Yeah.
episode out, so we're going to kind of skip Washington County, but I grew up kind of in Sheboygan and then Ozaukee County, because I grew up going to the Ozaukee County Fair. That was my childhood.
Oh my God.
It was my childhood every year.
Did you guys show any animals?
Yes.
Yes. Tell me about
I
that.
showed- I'm a total farm girl.
I
so
love that.
I showed horses at the fair, pigs at the fair, beef cattle at the fair, rabbits. I was obsessed with rabbits. Growing up, I probably had 30 rabbits.
Girl, what?
I was
Yeah.
like breeding the rabbits. Like, as like
They
a
spread
child.
fast.
They do.
As
How
a
do you not have
child.
30 or more?
No, as a child,
You're like,
why were my
go there.
No, why were my parents allowing me to do this in the barn? I'd be like, okay, I think it's time for this one and this one to breed.
Crossbreeding. All right. You're playing
I
the
choose
Pokemon,
you.
the
Wow.
Pokemon game in
And I
real
would,
life.
I would
Yeah.
take care of the baby rabbits. and
You
then I
two
would
are cute.
Then I would show them. Literally, like
That's what I was thinking, literally.
at 11 years old, I was making these decisions.
Oh
kind
my
of
God.
weird. But anyway, I showed rabbits at the fair. But the Ozaukee County Fair, which is the end of July, early August, is one of the last free fairs in the Midwest. So I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of county fairs that are great, but I'll always have such a soft spot for the Ozaukee County Fair.
Yeah.
But in Ozaukee County too, I'm sure maybe you've been to Port Washington.
Yeah.
I mean, the cutest town
So
ever.
cute. Yeah.
Port Washington is adorable. Right by the lake there, little marina. They have Port Fish Days, which
Right.
I think is really fun. I always do the 5K. And then in Grafton is my favorite coffee shop in the state of Wisconsin. Art Smell. And I'm a bougie coffee girl.
Yeah.
And
Coffee
they have
snob.
I'm a coffee snob. They have the
Really?
best nitro cold brew.
Okay.
Art Smell. And it's an art gallery / coffee shop. It's huge. I love that place. I'll go sometimes drive out of my way from Milwaukee to go there, which is like a 35 minute drive.
It is
Just
far.
to get coffee
Terrible.
and come back. I wonder why I have so many miles on my car.
I know, right?
Hopefully
so that's
it's not a lease.
Yeah.
That's in Grafton?
Yeah, that's
I'll
in
have to ask
Grafton.
my friend if she's been there. She lives in Grafton, but never tells me anything about what she does. So I'm going to be like,
Best
"Have you
kept
been
secrets.
here?"
Doesn't get
Yeah,
overrun.
yeah.
And
Literally.
they have a sister coffee shop in Cedarburg as well.
Oh,
Okay.
And
I
then-
love Cedarburg. So
Yeah,
cute.
so then Cedarburg is also one of my favorite towns in Wisconsin. I just think it's so adorable. The downtown, there's such great shopping, good antiquing. They have a lot of like art, like plein air. So they'll have these plein air competitions. My mom is in them. So they'll go out and they'll have a whole day to paint a scene in Cedarburg. And then you can walk around and watch all these painters come up with these really cool paintings.
God.
And then they have a whole display and you can buy some art. And so that's really cool. There's some great restaurants in Cedarburg too. The Brandywine is one of my favorites.
Okay, yeah.
And then what's the one? The Anvil. That's in like a old like, blacksmith shop. It's a really cool building. But yeah, I just think that area of the state is just always going to be amazing. It's like nostalgic for me.
Yeah, I bet.
Because I spent so much time there
Yeah.
growing up.
Yeah.
Me and the pigs.
You and the rabbits.
And all the rabbits.
And all the
So
rabbits.
cute. Yeah. I was
just
just like,
multiplying.
Got a little bored. The rabbits weren't showing enough personality. Let's make some more.
I was also like looking through like what other stuff is there, what other small hidden stuff is there. So Racine has a Harbor Fest every year. I don't know if you've been to that one. I know.
I haven't, but Kenosha has a harbor market that I was going to mention. And
Yeah.
it's just anything down there on Lake Michigan is
Yeah.
so pretty.
Okay, I have to bring this up. Can you settle this debate? Is it Racine or Racine?
It is Racine.
It's Racine.
yeah. There's no
Racing
racing.
if you got more of that southern drawl.
Yeah.
Of that Midwestern.
It's Racine if you're from Illinois.
Racing.
Okay, I don't know if that's true though, because I know
said
someone
both
that
of them.
is from Racine. I've always said
I do
Racine.
too.
And no,
A
but
lot of
and
people.
So my sister's boyfriend, Thomas. I'm calling you out, Thomas. So now Thomas is having Charlotte say it this way, and they go around. They're talking about Racine all the time, but they say Racine, Racine over and over. And I've asked them so many times, "Are you sure it's not Racine?"
Yeah.
And I think the locals say Racine.
Yeah, I think there's that what's technically true versus what the locals like
Right.
slang is. And I
Right.
think the local slang is racine,
Yeah.
but like it's
Yeah.
racine to people
See,
that, you
Yeah.
know.
Just like
like
Oregon.
Milwaukee or Milwaukee.
Yeah, Milwaukee.
Milwaukee without the L is
Yeah.
people locally,
Yeah.
like myself, will slip a Milwaukee all the time. Whereas if you're outside, you're like, it's Milwaukee.
Yeah.
That's also so interesting because
We were
I never
just talking about
I never
that.
thought about that. I always said Milwaukee.
Yeah.
Milwaukee.
Yeah.
And then I
Yeah.
had someone in my DMs going, is it pronounced? And they spelled it out Milwaukee.
Yeah.
And I said,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and I
that's
realized, wait, that's how I
interesting.
say
You
it.
say it so
Right.
frequently that it just,
It
what's
just-
the quickest,
right.
easiest way for it to come out? Racine's easier than Racine.
Right.
Let's settle the debate right now. If you're from Racine, which is what
Racine.
I call it, is it
Or-
Racine or Racine?
Yeah.
Let's settle the debate.
There's actually an episode on Racine in I think the first season of the Cabin Pod where Miss Racine 2020 whatever, she said it was Racine. So
Yeah.
since then I've
That's
just
what all
been
my
saying,
friends who
Right.
live in
Is it
Racine
West
call
Allis
it.
or Stallis?
Oh, it's Best Allis.
Well,
by
you
the way.
guys should try to watch people say Oconomowoc.
Yeah.
Oconomowoc. That's what
Yeah,
they
that is a
always
fun
say.
show. Every time I see like, here's a
Yeah.
word, I'm
Yeah.
like, Oconomowoc definitely on there.
Yeah.
Well, I'm excited to find out once and for all
Yeah.
if it's Racine or Racine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Well-
drop a comment below.
I know. Well, speaking of Racine, their Harbor Fest this year is June 13th and 14th. So lots of good music. They have their lineup on their website already. They have lots of good food, the views of the harbor, of course. So lots of good family fun.
So cute down
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, it's
And
really-
the Racine Zoo is underrated. I will say, me and my friends would go during college if we were bored and just walk around.
So you're bored a lot. Cool.
I love the zoo. If there's something about me, I love the zoo. Like, I was in
Zoos are
Florida. My friend would not go to the zoo. She would not take me to the zoo. and I really
Well, if
wanted
it's
to go.
free, what was your excuse to not go?
Yeah.
I'm just
She doesn't
saying.
like the smell.
Okay.
Don't care about that. I just
Dang
want to see the
elephants.
cute animals.
All right, not a ton of time left. Is there any other quick Southeast Wisconsin just gems, kind
Yeah.
of general gems that you can think of? Obviously, Lake Geneva.
Yeah, Lake
Yeah.
Geneva is great. So if you've never been to the Milwaukee Night Market, they have a date in June. It is June 11th, and that's a blast of fun. Like truly, I think it's on a Thursday usually, and a lot of downtown is closed up. Like over 50 vendors, food trucks galore. They literally have dancing in the middle of downtown. So there's a DJ, there's live music. So if you want to truly see the spirit of Milwaukee, go to one of these night markets. They have 4 different dates, so June, July, August, September, and you'll have a blast.
Yeah. Other than that, I feel like there's so many beer gardens across the state, festivals. You
Sure.
can really find anything in southeastern Wisconsin.
I would say Alpine Valley is worth a mention because
Yes.
they've got the
Yes.
concert venue. And then I know technically it's not the summer, but like they have a great ski resort there. So like you have options year round to enjoy at something
Yeah.
like Alpine.
Yeah, golf near there too.
Yeah, I haven't
They have
been
golf
there, but
course,
I
yeah.
really want to go because this year I forget who's out there. Is that where do they have that throwback Nickelback Creed? Is that
Yes.
an Alpine?
Yeah.
yeah.
They do.
I did see that.
Not gonna lie, Nickelback sounds.
I mean, you'll know all the songs, and
You
when you start
will.
singing, you want them to be like, they're the worst, but like I know all
They
the
are
words.
the best.
All right. Well, yeah. I mean, we could. You guys are so easy to talk to. We can
I
talk
know.
for
Well,
days.
thanks. You guys are pretty
Forever.
easy too.
But I want to know for people that are listening, JMatt, where can they find you and also kind of get involved in your events?
Yeah, the word hashtag MKE anywhere on social media that we're at. Same for my personal is just JMatt MKE. You pick a spot.
And-
Spotify, Snapchat.
Yeah.
All of them.
Ooh.
Snapchat,
Platforms.
Blue Sky, Threads, Instagram,
Do you like Blue
Facebook.
Sky?
It works for now. It's better than X right now.
Yeah.
Are people on Snapchat? I guess is.
Oh, I love Snapchat. And did you know that most social media people make most of their money from Snapchat?
Oh.
Do I need to get back on Snapchat?
Yes.
Gosh, is Discover
Who
on
makes money on
Snapchat?
Snapchat?
A lot of influencers make
Got the
most of their
Spotlight account,
money.
but I'm like, whatever.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll talk about it after.
I'm very curious.
Yeah.
Haven't I heard anyone say that before?
And I will also say, yeah, if you're not following JMatt, you're so up to date on all the events, especially obviously
Yes.
locally in Milwaukee. But whenever I am just thinking, oh, what's going on, I go to your page.
The
'cause
goal
you
is to
so
find the
true.
stuff that's not common knowledge. Like everybody knows Summerfest is happening and Polish Fest and all these things. I'm like, okay, but like for the locals, what's going on that you would go to but you didn't realize was a thing?
Right. Right. Totally.
And then Apurba, where can people find you?
People can find me on Instagram. It's just Apurba Banerjee, and on Facebook as well. yeah, I try to post a lot of like what's going on and my own experiences. And of course, watch Discover Wisconsin because we'll all be hosting shows on there. So, yeah.
Should we leave with one fact of U.S. history
Oh my
that you can enlighten
gosh.
us with?
Yeah. I think the most obscure one was the people who wrote the Federalist Papers, and it was Alexander Hamilton and James Madison. And Madison, the city that we're in right now, was named after James Madison. So,
Wow.
Hamilton is my favorite musical.
Yeah.
And it's the only reason I know that.
yeah.
There you go. Yeah, I'm gonna have to we're gonna have to start the next podcast. Maybe we'll all take the history test.
That would be fun. Maybe a Wisconsin history.
Oh, there we
test.
go.
Oh, that's good.
That is competitive. We'll do Jeopardy.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, if you guys want to come back and do a Wisconsin history test,
Hey,
like,
I'll do it.
That's a way to start the episode for sure.
Right.
And it doesn't have to be a long start.
Well, thank you guys for coming.
Yeah, all right.
Thank you guys for having us.
All right, out of time today, but Cabin listeners, thanks for tuning in. We will see you next week. You can find us on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, all the good stuff. Leave us a voicemail. We really want to do an episode where we listen to your guys' voicemails, so that will be in the description below. But until next time.
Bye. Summer is almost here, and Oak Creek is the place to be. We kicked things off with the Fair on the Square food truck tour and outdoor movie night on Wednesday, May 18th. Now get ready for the return of our Best of Milwaukee nominated pop-up beer garden, June 19th through the 21st. But that's not all. The Summer Solstice Music Festival is back on June 21st from 2 p.m. to 10 p.m., featuring award-winning artists from across Wisconsin. Plus, Oak Creek is proud to host the Tour of America's Dairyland Bike Race on June 25th. All these events and more are happening in Drexel Town Square. For full details, go to visitoakcreek.com.
The Cabin is brought to you by Praise in the Pines. Saturday, July 19th, 2025 isn't just another summer event. It's a day of transformation. This Christian music festival in Eagle River features the legendary Newsboys and a lineup of incredible speakers sharing messages of faith, hope, and renewal. Hear powerful testimonies, sing along with uplifting music, and feel the presence of Jesus Christ moving in the hearts of all who attend. Seating is first come, first served, so arrive early. Visit praiseinthepines.org to get your tickets before they sell out.
Today's episode of The Cabin was hosted by Andrea Belke and Megan Christian and produced by Andrea Belke. Audio engineering by Nick Cardarella and video teasers by Andrea Belke and Megan Christian with social media by Megan Christian. The Cabin is a production brought to you by Discover MediaWorks. To learn more, head to discovermediaworks.com. And don't forget to leave a review.